streamers are currently busy.
Live streaming is on.
Whoa.
What? Who said that? What? Where? What?
Both streamers are currently busy. It says. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing a stream tonight. We're just going to be watching animals. So.
Good evening and welcome to Animal Magic.
Welcome to the new eModels store, World of Chickens.
We've got the new eModels pet tonight. Currently eating grapes. Well,
oh, she likes grapes.
These grapes go down. Yes. Well, there she went. Loves. What's that about?
No, she's happy now.
Yeah. So welcome. Yeah, this is. We've spoken about her in the past. This is model making chicken.
His eye appear on the screen occasionally.
Yeah, model making chicken. We've spoke about her. She does exist, and she's still here and alive. Yes. She's not been feeling well, so that's why she's up late. You see, so so right. Good evening. Hang on a minute.
You've made a roll for your back now.
We prefer the chicken. Go back to chicken cam.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the eModels live stream, emodels.co.uk with model making chicken and a handful of grapes. Watch this. Loves grapes. Down in one. You say you shouldn't feed babies grapes, but yeah, model making chicken eats them whole. Right, I'm going to get rid of it. Be back in a minute. Chris, Foxx, take over. I'll be back.
Oh, hey everyone! Yes, it is Monday. It is the eModels show. Hang on, is it locked on Ted still? Do we know?
I don't know. I can't see. I can see you.
Okay, well we don't know if Ted forgot to unlock it from him. I don't know. Anyway, hello and welcome to the eModels show. It's Monday, as always. This is your show. You guys can hang out and chat. If you're watching this and you can't see the live chat, you want to be in the live chat because that's where all the fun people are. And really, we just talk about food and 70s stuff for the next 2 hours, and you guys have a good time in chat, and that's how it works. So if you are watching this and you haven't got the chat up, if you're watching this embedded in the eModels website or somewhere else it's been posted up, then just click on the YouTube icon in the bottom corner down here if you want to join the live chat, and then you can do the typey and join in. We'll be giving stickers away later on, in which case you'll need to be in the chat because it's people in the chat that will win. So you need to be in there. If you want to ask us a question, as always, please do. If you're in chat, put the question in big, fat, capital letters so we have a chance of seeing it. We're busy doing the presenting bit, so we don't get to really see the chat moving really fast. We might miss it. So put it in big, fat capitals. It gives us a chance. You can hit the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That's super chat. That puts your comment in a big coloured box, so we have a chance to see it. But if you don't have access to the chat at all, you can just send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk with your questions, shout-outs, or anything else you want to send us, and we'll see if we can read that out during the show.
Yeah, so me, Chris, and Model Making Chicken, we all received the same email, so...
Yeah, Foxx gets them as well sometimes.
Yes. Ted, you've got a light in your face. You've got something...
Is it a light or a mic or something? that thing there.
There you go. There we go. There you go. Nobody needs to know how the sausage is made. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, we're all set up. Yeah.
So everybody now knows that model making chicken exists. Yeah. So yes, do join in the live chat if you can. If you're on a device that maybe you can't see the chat to the side of the video, just go down a bit. Say you're on an iPad or something, scroll down. It might be under the video, and you can pop it out and make it separate. If you're watching somewhere you can see it, but maybe not join in, just send us an email. ted@emodels.co.uk. I need to clean my glasses. There's some kind of schmutz on my lens, and it's right where I'm looking at the camera.
Have you got chicken all over it?
I've got chicken on my lens.
I hate it when you get chicken all over your lenses.
I'm disappointed, Ted, that model making chicken didn't accidentally type a load of stuff into chat while she was walking around with the keyboard.
And I just thought of that when she was walking all over the keyboard. Fortunately.
Yeah. What people didn't see off camera before we started was Ted went, "I've got some food for that." Oh, it's gone in my keyboard. It's a keyboard full of mealworms now.
Yeah. I'm just scooping up chicken food. Chicken.
Long as it's only from the chicken food end that we're worried about there. You've not got other stuff to clean up.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Simon Payne says, guys, after last week, wife said if we drop him an email just a couple of days before we go to eModels, there'll be cakes waiting for us.
Oh,
yes.
Ooh, cool.
One of
Cool.
each as requested.
We haven't arranged the day as yet, but we will be at some point. And
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be soon. We're probably thinking early September, just after the kids have gone back, so it's not as manic on the motorway. Day to be decided.
Simon, do us a favour. Drop an email to ted@emodels.co.uk to remind us that it's you that we need to let know, because we'll forget who it was.
Yeah.
Who are we supposed to let know? I don't know. Dave or something. Ted, Paul, Carl. I can't remember.
Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, before I forget, I always forget this. I've got today's fact of the day, so I'll get it out of the way now.
Yeah. Have you got a fact for us today then?
I've got a fact for the day. I've got my science fact for the day. On this day in history, on this day in 1960, the 19th of August 1960, or in 1960, Sputnik 5 was launched into Earth orbit, carrying 2 dogs named Belka, Squirrel, and Strelka, Little Arrow, along with 40 mice, 2 rats, and a variety of plants, beginning a safe round trip into space, after which they became the first living organisms to return from space. After a day in orbit, the spaceship's retro rocket was fired, and the landing capsule returned to Earth on the 20th of August 1960. Earlier, on the 3rd of November 57, the USSR launched Sputnik 2 with a stray Siberian husky Laika, which is Barker in Russian. By design, it did not return to Earth. Laika died in space a few days later.
Oh.
Poor puppy dog. On the 12th of April 1961, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first man in space.
Don't forget, we might be asking questions.
Yeah, so have you memorised all that?
I was paying attention that we did, yeah. Sergeant Bones does say, why does it sound like Chris and Fox are underwater, and why is Ted in focus? I did notice while Fox was doing his talking bit there that I can hear the background wind noise while he's talking, and while I'm talking again now as well, but not while Ted's talking. So it's
we kind of think it's limitations of the software we're using because Google Hangouts doesn't exist anymore. I'm going to refresh that because I'm getting looks like I've got terrible signal, even though I haven't.
Yeah, we're sorry that Ted's in focus as well. We can't do anything about that.
Yeah,
either.
I do my best. I do now try to get out of focus each week, just for a bit of nostalgia, but it doesn't seem to work.
Fox is out of sync like a good kung fu dub.
Again.
You killed my family.
Yeah.
I destroy you now. There you go.
It's
Yes, whereas the software we use, Ted's just gone way out of focus. I don't know what happened there.
Better now. Ted's back to normal.
Yeah. Yes, it's the software we're using. Google Hangouts doesn't exist anymore, and we're at the merge. This is the only one we can find that does automatic camera switching, so we're stuck with it for the moment.
Yeah, we're stuck till we find something better. But well,
yes.
Okay. Don't forget, by the way, we're not here next week. We're having a rest because it's bank
holiday. UK bank holiday. Yep.
Yeah, it's UK bank holiday. I think we should take the Scottish ones as well. I think we should have the Scottish ones as well.
And any Welsh or Irish or any other nationality.
French ones and things.
Does that mean we could have a day off like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And when I said it was a bank holiday, you went, no. That's
because that was a Canadian one or something, wasn't it, as well? Or Scottish.
Oh, we should definitely take off Canadian bank holidays because Canada.
Yeah, well, we don't want the Canadians, the French, and the Americans, 4th of July and things like that. We don't want them all missing out, so we should take their back holiday.
So when there's any holiday anywhere on the planet, we should have the day off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there's a holiday everywhere, somewhere on the planet every day.
So we'll see you all after we finish this show. We'll see you in like March sometime.
In March of the
for one show, and then.
Yes, we'll see you on the Monday. Which one? The one.
We could reverse it. We could just broadcast on bank holidays. That would be all right, wouldn't it?
That would certainly be a different ratio.
Right, I'll have a look and see who's here today, shall I? I was on the top chat, which is rubbish. I've got to the live chat now, but I don't think it's changed anything.
Yeah, I need to swap over to the live chat.
The first one I see in is Lynn, who's apparently watching on a PS4. So we must be big screen there. So there's a whole bigger. So
having said that, I can hear Mama Fox watching downstairs, and she watches on her Xbox One.
There we go. So
if we're on a PS4, then do we have to run around shoot at each other?
Yes. No.
Yes. No.
We also have Matt Bradford, Cynical Steve's in, one of your mods, Colin, Festa67's Workshop, also Zadstar, and also another mod, Vincent and Mr. Loth's Model Making. Is it Loth?
Yes.
One of them.
Very well, thank you.
Model Making, yep. Sergeant Bones is in, Wayne Hayward, even, Ickle Pete, Monkey 55555500,
Mengi.
Michael Jackman, Sergeant Bones, Paul Despasso, Andrew Preston, Rusting Customs Models, Anders Ericsson, Jerry Bones, it's the Timber,
Timber!
Philip Prime, Wayne Hayward, still, Sergeant Bones, Simon Payne. I'm reading them all too many times, I'm tired. Spruglo, Dave Cardboard, Matty's Metal Detecting South Wales, Mountaineer Modeler, I haven't seen that one before.
Ooh, welcome. New name.
Chancellor's in from North Wales, Swigging Pig, Sadster Lynn, Mark Scopes, Red Len, Frogspawn, Guano Man, Gaz Vickers, Jamie Bone, Skullfish. Ray's in from Malta, evening Ray.
Hey, Ray.
Michael Brown, Paul Horner, and it's jumped, so I might have missed some. Donald McKenzie, Grey Wolf, Spids in, Spiddy Q8, Ken Sturrock, A-Man, and that's all the different ones that I can see down there. Apologies if I missed you, but the chat did jump a page, so you might have been in there. If I did miss you, then you're not talking enough, so get talking more.
Yes.
And then you get noticed more, and then we shout your names out.
Yeah.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking the eModels email bag just to see if there's any questions coming.
We do have actually some questions for later on for the sticker giveaways things in French.
Yeah.
We'll find out what that is later on.
Vincent says it's Loth. Loth is spelt with an A.
Loth. Well, it could be, yeah, we say both, so it could be both,
Yeah.
technically.
It could be, yeah. English is very confusing. You'd make up anything you like and it'd probably work.
Because it's like, is it sloth or sloth?
We do have one email from Simon Payne who sent us a picture of a friend for model making chicken. It's model wrecking horse.
Oh, hello, bro.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be model KFC or something. But
It does look like a very nice horse. We can't share it, unfortunately, because it's on my iPad, but model wrecking horse looks like the kind of horse that's going to cause trouble.
Felice says, I even remember to send a question this week.
Yes, we've got that one. That's the one that's...
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's actually pet related as well, but whether I'm going to read that out, I don't know.
Well, it's like, do we get you to read it out, Ted, or we want people to know what we actually say?
Anders says, reminder, I sent you a question 2 weeks ago. Was it a question, or is it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we didn't. We used all our questions up that week, and we said we'd.
All right, yeah. Ted did delete it.
Yeah, we've got it there.
Yeah.
So remind us when we do the stickers later on, because it's like about 10 emails down in the inbox. Remind us that there's a question from you, and we'll scroll down and we'll do that one as well. There you go. That's 2 questions sorted out. No effort from us. Hoorah!
Lynn says, I have a model making parrot.
That's true. Streety is cool. I've got a model making dust bunny. Does that count now?
Now, what pets does everybody have? Yeah. There's chickens, horses, parrots.
Got children, do they count?
There must be cats. I've got 2 cats as well, but they're not model making cats. They're just cats.
They're just arrogant, evil cats.
Yeah, they're who sit looking like they're planning to kill you.
Yes.
Frogspawn has a mess making border collie.
Ah.
It's similar to model making, but different. Yeah.
Yeah. We have no pets here. We have our wild creatures in the garden. But we used to have cats many, many years ago. We don't have any pets.
A man has model making pugs.
Right. Simon D has a model making rabbit.
There's a few people we know that have got model making rabbits. Scott from Orkney's got a model making rabbit called Fudge.
Dave Cardboard has a carpet monster.
Carpet monster. Yeah, we've all got one of those. I wonder if it's the same carpet monster everywhere. Just like you get roots pop up every now and then, so it's different bits.
It might be, yeah. I suppose it could be, yeah.
In which case, that carpet, that
well fed. Cynical Steve said he's got a Persian cat who kindly adds fur to all his builds.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do believe that a cat's whisker makes a good vehicle aerial.
Oh, yeah. Except the cat kind of needs it.
The cat gets cross if you don't do that.
Yes.
Mark says, my 3 cats who are better behaved than my 4 kids.
Who are we up to? Anders says, no pets here.
Been jumping, I've probably missed a load.
Anders Ericsson says, no pets here. My wife's got her hands full with me. Gemma Williams says, I have an adopted owl that lives in Wales. Yeah, my Mama Foxx has got an adopted owl. I forgot about that. We've got an adopted owl as well, but I can't remember what it's called. Probably like
the same owl.
Is it sits on the windowsill. You throw a rocket at it yet?
No, I don't know what it's called though. It's like Bobbers. Although she was gifted an owl as an adopted owl. My brother, for Mum's birthday, he adopted an owl in her name. And then about 3 months later, they went, "Yeah, we've sent that owl off somewhere else now, so we're giving you a different owl." It's not the same.
And it's not like you wouldn't know if they just said, "Yeah, okay, you still adopted that one."
Yeah, we wouldn't know. Oh, that's one of the other things we've got around here. I think I said last week, as well as the wood pigeons and the blackbirds and stuff. We've developed an owl, and I found out it's a tawny owl because I can tell by its call.
Ah,
We have a tawny owl around here somewhere in the locality. Andrew Preston got censored because YouTube censored him for saying he's got a cockapoo, which we know is a kind of dog.
well, it's mixed. Yeah.
YouTube censored that on about 3 different counts, but there you go. I had to uncensor it for you.
Gaz Vickers says 4 kids, and they do count as pets.
Yeah. So look, Philip Brown says, I used to have a model making cat, but she's gone now. Oh, she's the intro logo to my videos, though.
Oh.
Never forget.
Timber says Timber is actually one of our dogs. Wife always wanted a dog called Timber, so she could call it out in the fields.
Many years ago, my brother, I think this was true. I don't know if this was because I was a young kid at the time. My brother and his wife at the time, I think they had 2 cats, and they were either debating or they decided to call them Slap and Tickle, so that his wife could go out into the garden and shout Slap and Tickle in.
Yeah. You've got to decide wisely when picking a name for a dog, haven't you? Because when you're in the park and it runs off, you don't want to be shouting anything that could get you arrested, for instance.
Yeah.
Talking about bad names, Colin does say I have a pet Scottish Terrier called Helen. He's talking about his wife. he says I'm holding my man cave door closed now.
Yes. Monkey 5555. 500 says Kerry the Staffy and Kimmy the cat.
Mark Dale, tortoise, pointless thing. Yeah, what's the point? Why does the world need a tortoise?
You take it out for walks.
Yeah. Frog Spawn says we have 3 cats as well. They're official model making cats because they help. I guess that means they either sit on the bench in the way or they bat things off the bench when you really don't want them to.
That's it.
Chancer says 2 cats, Miggs and Chip. The carpet monster has just eaten a small sheet of photo etch with the final part to his project. Oh no! I'm always surprised by the size of things carpet monsters can eat.
If any of the parts were sharp, take your shoes and socks off. You'll find them. Trust me.
Yeah, it's like missing parts of Lego. Take your shoes and socks off. You'll find it.
You'll find them 3 rooms away in the kitchen tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I tell you what I discovered recently, because I've got poorly feet. And they get quite sore sometimes. I got myself, Mama Foxx bought some rugs for the bathroom and for the toilet. They're like just little rugs, but they're like big, fat, fluffy microfiber noodles. Like this, it's like all fluffy, noodly type stuff, and they're really soft. So I got one for under my workbench and one for under my desk, because then it's just rather than the floor in my room, which is quite hard, I've got then this soft, fluffy microfiber noodle rug, and it's really nice on your bare feet because it's all soft and squishy. But I've discovered it counteracts the carpet monster, because normally when something falls off your desk, if you've got a wooden floor, it's gone forever. Forget it; it bounces off and you've lost it. You've got a carpet; it kind of bounces around a bit. If you get like a noodle rug, it just goes and just stops. And you can see it because it's a dark coloured rug. So if you get like a noodle rug, you'll have to dig around a bit, but you won't lose your part because it won't bounce anywhere.
Yeah, the other thing about the cat monster is that you've got to make sure that the cat monster has actually eaten it and it's not been picked up, because you drop something on the floor, you look for it immediately, and then you give up and think, oh, I'll find that next time.
We may be having connection issues. A lot of people are saying, did they just freeze and YouTube's frozen and buffering, and they froze on Sky but not on the laptop, says Frogspawn. So if you are suffering with issues with our streamage, try reloading, refreshing, and dragging. Click and drag and stuff.
Yeah, hit F5 and click and refresh and drag just in case. It might be us, but it might not. It might be YouTube themselves. Or it could just be, if it's more than one person, it's obviously not them.
It could be something on Jujitsu that we have to put with. Ostrich said it's locked on TED, but spinny circle thing, so it's buffering perhaps.
Yeah, it sounds like
Sergeant
YouTube.
Bone says it's okay, and Frogspawn says on Sky, just reload. It worked fine for me.
Yeah, it sounds like it's YouTube then in that case.
Vincent says YouTube had a hiccup just now. All is well again.
On the plus side, Fox is in sync now. Oh, that's not the same. It's not the
That's,
same when I'm in sync.
that's what they did, just specifically to put Fox back in sync. We had to wait for it to catch up. But, yeah.
So I've just found out that we're not just only on a PS4, but we're on Sky as well.
Yeah, we're on Sky, live on Sky.
Do we get our own channel number and things like that?
We're on Sky, we're on Xbox, we're on PS4. Somebody probably is watching us on a Shield, an Nvidia Shield, because there's always one person. And I found if I look at my YouTube stats, if you've got a YouTube channel, go and look at your analysis and stuff. Somebody keeps watching my content on a PSP Vita. I don't know who still uses a PlayStation Vita for surfing the web, seriously. But
It's when you see that someone's watching you in Windows 95 and
you get that, but the PS Vita.
I know it does tell you where people watch as well. I've had somebody watching in Antarctica.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know who or whoever lives up there, but
There's got a small number of people to choose from.
There's probably a well-educated polar bear now.
There's a good chance they probably work for the USGS.
Sergeant Bones using an Android box, so we're on Android as well.
Yeah. Sergeant Bones gets banned for saying Fox is not in sync. He's Backstreet Boys.
Word.
I refreshed, says Mark Dell, and I've got part 1 of some U-boat build when Ted was young.
Yeah,
Ted was but a wee lad.
That was a few years ago. Can't remember that.
Yeah. Who knows when that started?
Yeah,
rings. Yeah, Skullfish called his first cat Oi. I always said if I ever, because I love dogs, but I'd never get a dog because I'm far too late. I love dogs, but I'm far too lazy to have a dog. But if I did, I'd call it Cat or Dave.
Well, thinking about that, who was it who said? Osric. Osric 9000 said he's got 2 snakes.
Snack.
One's called Genghis and one's called Brian.
Brian, I like that. Now, the important question, who's got those, did you say?
Osric.
Osric, the important question is, are they danger noodles or boop noodles? If you're a snack owner, you'll know what that means.
Yeah,
I'm assuming they're just good old boop noodles.
No, you lost me there on that.
Do they like a good boop to the snoot?
Yeah, nobody's paying any attention to you, Fox. A man says polar bear, Antarctica, wrong end, mate.
It was a guess. It was either a polar bear or
penguins.
Oh, Osric says his snacks are huggers. They're squeezy huggy types. So they're boop noodles then. That's all right. They're not danger noodles.
Vincent says it's a side screen when doing other stuff at the bench. You can imagine someone using a Vita, if you have one laying around, pretty much similar size to the screen on your average smartphone.
Yeah,
but it's an extra screen.
I used to have a PSP. I used to have a PSVT now.
I've got one over there. It's just off camera over there.
Well, I've never has a device made me so sad. I had this device and I used to look at it, and because I'm an Xbox gamer, but I got a PS Vita, so I set up a PlayStation account. I'll have some fun with this, and I got the little add-on trigger set, and I wanted to play Persona. I didn't have a PlayStation to play Persona 4, so I got Persona 4 Golden to play on PS Vita, and I used to look at this thing. And I'd look at it, and it was so beautiful. It was shiny and clean, and the screen was an OLED screen in the early days of OLED screens. It's a beautiful thing. You turn it on and be like, oh, it's a device of beauty, and with this trigger add-on, it's actually playable. And it was shiny and black, and there was nothing to play on it. And I used to get it out and turn it on and go, and then turn it off and put it back in the box. And because it had this like snooze mode, you could charge the battery up and put it in snooze mode, and I could turn it off and come back 6 months later and turn it on. It'd come straight up, and I'd be like, put it back. In the end, I lent it to my friend, but I haven't got it back. But the only game I had on it was Persona 4 Gold, and that was it. There was nothing else I wanted to play. There were a couple of games I got that were terrible. I'm like,
the Uncharted one was quite good.
Which one?
Uncharted. It's good fun.
No, they still hadn't got the hang of the twin sticks. I don't know. It didn't really work. Anyway.
Is this like those things that Tesco tried selling once? That started selling their own iPad type thing. That,
Oh yeah, the little
can't remember what they call them.
e-bookie type thing.
Yeah,
What's it?
the relabeled Chinese knockoff type.
Yeah, I did buy one because at the time I could buy them cheaply because I worked at Tesco, and it was a complete failure.
Well, they were terrible.
Yeah,
No, it was Sony's. Sony made the Vita was just like their entrance into the handheld market, and they made the first one they made had one thumbstick, which was like hello. So I didn't buy one. And then when they made the one with two thumbsticks, I thought right now I'm in, and there were no real decent games.
Peter Rogers said it was a huddle. That was it. That's
Huddle. That was it.
I think it's sat upstairs somewhere in a box.
Yeah. Mark Dale has some important information. He says, speaking of noodles, I learned from a colleague that chicken pot noodle is okay for vegans. I was confused seeing him eat it. Yes, pot noodles is all processed soy.
Yeah, it's chicken flavour rather than chicken.
It's all like soy and protein, whey and curds, and no, it's not. It's all soy and vegetable stuff. There's no actual meat in a pot noodle.
Apparently, it looks like I'm in 4K. Apparently, I'm incredibly sharp tonight for some reason.
Excellent.
I'm not. No, the camera doesn't do it, and the software doesn't do it. So, but I'm happy that it's making up for the other week when I was in 1K.
You're in you were 210p or something. Philly says he had a PSP Vita with something that just moved. PSP with soft mod and just had a SNES emulator and 200 SNES games. I never thought of that. If I do get it back from the personal antidote, I can always see if I can.
I know thingy modding them to the thing. Mark Scope says Vita could remote play PS4. Most of the games you had to buy as downloads. So if you had PS4, you couldn't actually play that live on it.
Yeah, the other thing that frustrated me was the power lead was like that long. So you couldn't play it and charge it unless you were right next to the plug socket, which was really annoying. Bad design.
Wayne Hayward says, I need to try watching on Vita.
I've no idea what it will come out like. Anders Ericsson comes up with a proper grown-up question, so we better get serious for a minute. He says, question, what model-related thing did you buy that you regret and wonder, why did I buy this?
I have to think about that one. I probably did. I probably have bought something and I probably filed it away somewhere because it's been useless and I can't think where it is.
I assume we're not talking about actual kits because everybody's got.
No, I probably think he means one of those tools.
Yeah, like a device of some sort.
Yeah. Oh yes, I remember. Yeah, I've got one of those. You might have seen them at shows. They're like a circular cutter. You can do all sorts of shapes and.
Yeah, you demonstrated that on something, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I've used it.
Yeah, I've never used it since. Demonstrated it and never used it since.
A man actually says the same thing, a circle cutter.
Yeah. I do have a circle cutter and I have used them. They're quite good for making stencils, but this easy, I can't even think what it's called.
Probably Easy Cut Circle Cutter or some name like that.
Yeah, probably something like that. I did actually see the same thing and the same people that were at Telford selling it. They were selling it at the wife's quilting show.
Oh, really? Yeah. Not a lot of use for that in the quilting thing, I would have thought, right?
It's one of these things like K-Tel that used to sell. It looks great on the telly and when they're advertising it, but when you get it home, you think, yeah, really?
You have the as seen on TV sticker on the bottom.
As seen on TV.
I don't think I've actually ever bought anything that I thought was rubbish afterwards. I bought stuff that broke not long after and little things like that. But I mean, the one thing I got that was a complete waste of time for me was an ultrasonic bath, because everybody was going on about using an ultrasonic bath to clean your airbrush. And it kind of fell flat for two reasons. One, it wasn't very good. It was, it was the one that everybody bought, but I found it was just as easy to just have a good cleaning and maintenance regime on your airbrush. Clean it at the end of every day. Use it properly. Strip it down. You don't need to have then. You shouldn't have then paint in places where it doesn't go. But it didn't really get them clean. It didn't really do any work. And then after that, shortly, I got into trigger airbrushes, which you can't really put into the liquid anyway. So I used it for a little bit and then gave up. It was quicker for me just to clean the airbrush.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any tools that I've not used a few times, or at least nothing springs to mind as being a waste of time. So no, not really.
Yeah.
Dave Cardboard mentions the KTEL record selector. It was class. Remember them? Did you ever see them? Chris would be too young, I would think. You put your LPs in it and flip the first one forward, and they all came forward, so you could select. You could select different speeds as well by running your fingers through it.
I don't remember that. I think I vaguely remember it.
Yeah.
I remember record players.
I'm
Yeah.
getting flashbacks to like telly adverts with men in like turtlenecks.
I do remember there being a record player with a long spindle on it that you could put another record on the top and it sort of lock in place. And when that one finished, it flipped it down so you could play the second one straight away.
Yeah,
even though-
that was the radiogram. But
Yeah, I was going to say our old radiogram had that.
Yeah.
Because it had a record deck and it had over that side was the radio bit, which was bigger than the record deck, and in the middle was the bit where you put your record.
Yeah, that's probably where the term shuffle comes from for your iPad. Instead because you just shuffle the records and put them on the top, didn't you?
Frogspawn's got another question, related but different. What was the best thing you bought to aid modelling?
Lights. Yeah, lighting. Also, as much lighting as you can get. Yeah. I've got some photography lighting tubes there.
Tubes.
Yep.
What are they? Daylight bulby type thing?
Daylight. These are. I use them for photographing models and doing the videos as well.
All right. Yeah.
Well,
I've got
5,000 to
a couple of them
6,000
on now.
5,500 K. Did it say?
5.5K.
Good. There you go.
55K.
I think my most useful thing at the moment, especially getting older, is got rid of the old visor, being able to see things. So similar to lights, but actually just making things look bigger.
Yeah, I've got.
I would have said my bestest thing ever would be the seam line removal tool I got, but it's been beaten by this thing, which is a spray trigger for rattle cans, and it makes it so much easier. Because instead of just you go out in the garden to do some rattle can spraying, and you go and your fingers like, ow, after about 5 minutes, and you use up all the paint. And it's this thing, you just put the rattle can in there, and it's like you can really control it. You can almost vary how much comes out, and you can spray for hours, and there's no discomfort in your hand. So this is my favouriteest tool in the world. I was using it today, and because I've been spraying all the armour for the Sazabi, which is the current thing I'm working on. You see this thing with foam? I've got 6 of these, full. That's what I was doing today. So, like 2 or 3 cans of red, 6 things of those, and I didn't get a single cramp, and that was brilliant.
Yeah, like Chris, my Optivisor's like Chris. I need to get a new one as well. I'll probably get one at Telford.
Phyllis says wet palette, desk lamp, and airbrush are probably my most useful. Cynical Steve says best thing was a table instead of using my laptop on my lap. Yeah, proper area to work in. That's
Anders says it's the magnifier headband. Let's have a look. Lynn says she needs an Optivisor plus one on the magnifier, says Stephen Hill Harris. Airbrush was a game changer for me too, says Monkey 55 500. There's got to be a quicker way of saying that.
Yeah,
I think 55. How about 55 500? Does that work?
No, because that's got 3 in it. There's no 3.
No, but it's 55 2. It's 55 times 2.
Is it an American phone number? Is it 505 500?
555 500.
Mark Dale says null oil and Agrax for everything. Years of perfecting withering, null and void. There are still other ways of doing it.
Osric 9000 says I use cellulose thinners to clean the airbrush undiluted. Yeah, that's one of the strongest solvents you can get to clean paint off. It doesn't work if you've not got a solvent-safe airbrush, though, because it will destroy it. So,
I don't know why that was held for review. Donald McKenzie says, wife got me a pouch that has my knife, snippers, tweezers, and sanding sticks. I know where everything is now.
Oh, right. Yeah, it must look pretty cool walking around with that on as well. You could, when you get up from the bench, and got a pouch. I go on for work.
Simon D says Starship filth after seeing Fox's Battlestar Galactica Viper. Oh, Starship filth.
Yep.
I would probably include my Optivisor, but I bought my Optivisor hundreds of years ago, and it's old and knackered. But It is there, but yeah,
It works. Speed says that Dad's most useless tool is the color chart because he just uses red.
it's red. It's the color wheel of red. It's not quite the same thing. What's the best complementary color to red? More red.
And Dad says, "I'm here, you know."
Paul Mackenzie says, "Wife got me a pouch that has my knife, snippers."
Yeah, I read that one.
Oh,
No, I read that. Wait a minute. Keep up.
oh man!
Refresh and drag, Fox. Refresh and drag.
Oh, my
Yeah, that's the
stuck.
down thing to reading the messages and thinking what you're going to say next and not listening to what everyone else is saying around you.
Yes. Zadster says maybe 555 is Jessica Fletcher's phone number.
Yeah, Zadster says maybe 555 is.
Yeah.
Everyone's surprised that Dad was here lurking. He wasn't lurking. He was there earlier. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she was, yeah. Don't forget that your mods are about, so if you need any help, your mods are there to give you a hand to look after everybody. Where we are.
Right.
Don't forget we've got bench and belly time as well. We've got that as well. So,
Well, you can't say later on. You said it now, so it'll have to be now.
All right. Well, I did. Yeah, did it.
You mentioned it, so it's going to happen.
Yeah. You might as well do it now, Ted.
Yeah. What's the most useful thing you've got on the bench, and what's the best thing you've got in the belly?
Well, the best thing you've ever had on your bench, and the best thing you've ever had in your belly.
Yes. Well, that's hard because all the things I've had in my belly have been the best things. So.
What are your ultimate dream team of bench and belly?
Cynical Steve's quite right there. He says, actually, I think the best thing for modelers is an understanding partner. I think I could quite agree with that because you guarantee that just about as you stick on that really important part of the model, you're about to paint the finest line in your life. Can you give us a hand when I wash it? Can you come and make a tea? Or just a minute. Just a minute.
Just don't call your other half a useful tool. That won't go down well.
Well, useful is better, but yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
So yes, what are people doing? Bench and belly. What's on your bench? What's in your belly? Which way for people to put their answers through? My bench at the minute is the Cesabi Master Grade that I'm working on. Still, belly tonight was KFC. KFC.
I had lasagna tonight. Lasagna and garlic bread.
That's northern lasagna, isn't it? Lasagna.
Lasagna, yeah.
Like bolognese.
I had pizza at lunch today, and I had pizza for tea as well because I had too much pizza.
Is that all? What kind of pizza?
It was all pizza. Well, we ordered one. Me and my brother worked together, and he decided he wanted pizza. So I thought I might as well have a pizza today. So we ordered a pizza, and we each ordered a half and half pizza, and ended up having a quarter and a quarter and a quarter and a quarter because we all just picked in and shared. So there was all sorts of meats and chickens, and I won't
Was
say
that like having 8 different pizzas then?
basically, yeah.
I like that. Let's have a look and see what people are putting.
Simon Payne says, belly, wife's homemade cake. I bet it's really nice, that homemade cake. I would like to try some homemade cake at some time.
Frogspawn says the best is fresh crab cob. And his best model was Tamiya 135th M1A1.
You've missed a couple out there.
Did I?
You missed one out. Jamie Bowen says, belly, 2 bags of Quavers crisps. Oh, yeah. Nice. And 2 pints of Thatcher's cider bench. Oh, yeah, Thatcher cider. A bench Airfix 135th Tiger.
Oh, what has that been the new Tiger?
The Tiger 1. Might be, yeah. Let us know how if that's the new one, Jamie. Let us know how the kit is so far.
Philip Prime says belly, the usual Monday night cottage pie and beans. Bench, second part of Operation Market Garden builds. Horse glider diorama.
Oh yeah, you're doing Rommel's asparagus.
Yeah,
they're going to be all crashed with the poles sticking up and the wires and stuff.
That sounded like that diorama's going to be a huge piece of work.
Yeah, it sounds more like a model train, the landscape type thing that takes for your entire garage. Lynn Dipple says belly, egg salad sandwich, and Ritz barbecue crisps, and a Dr. Pepper. You see how Lynn's become like Britified to us because she says crisps, not chips. Also, what's on your bench?
I don't think she's got a bench yet. She's still in the process of rebuilding.
Yeah. Just on the subject, Chris, I had some Watsits for a stack, and if they got smaller,
What's got smaller?
are Watsits smaller?
I'm not sure. Probably.
Or am I just comparing them with the Marks and Spencer's cheese?
Are we talking about the individual? What? Not the packet.
Not the packet, the individual.
The individual. What's it? How big?
Individual noodles.
I don't know how long it is since I've had a Watsit, so I can't tell you, to be honest.
Well,
You're probably right.
If you had a What's It a long time ago, how big was it?
About as big as a Watsit.
Now then, if you buy the Marks and Spencer's version, cheesy Watsits or whatever they're called, I can't remember. There's a Marks and Spencer version. I could be comparing them to them because they are quite big.
Is it a Witsit or something? Or
No.
how close can they get without it being trade descriptions?
The best I can do from my memory is my Watsit was about the size of a packing peanut, which is kind of what they look like. So.
Yeah, they're smaller than that now.
They're really small. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
My chat just jumped. Hang on, let me find where it was.
I have Monkey 5555550, 148th AC 47, and sausage mash and beans.
Sausage mash and beans.
Can't go wrong with sausage mash and beans.
Did you do Simon Payne's belly wife's homemade cake?
If you have sausage and mash, do you make the Desperate Dan type pie out of it?
Yeah, you got to mix it all together. Yeah.
Yeah, just stick your sausages in the mash.
Yeah, and you make a volcano in the middle. You make an island with the mash.
Yeah, gotta do it.
Gaz Vickers says Hellcat Mark II belly burger. No, wait, I'll put the space in there. Hellcat Mark II for the belly is a Burger King meal double whopper. Oh, yeah.
Right. Osric says bench is still the 1700 ship bits, and belly bolognese.
Yeah, bolognese.
Yeah, spag bol.
Don McKenzie says Saturn 5 and munched scrambled eggs on toast. Yes.
Lynn says bench. What bench? Yeah, we do that.
Yeah. The bench. It's under the bench.
Yes.
Bench. Says Smith Hello Small Awakening. Bench. Huge stack of PC parts. Last bits finally arriving tomorrow. Belly, sausages, potatoes, and cauliflower in bechamel sauce.
Just quickly, Ted, you seem to be disappearing off the side of the screen a bit.
Sorry.
We're waiting for the little pop-up to appear with tomorrow's weather or something.
It's the chicken. It's upset everything.
And now, traffic news. There's traffic on the roads. Avoid it if you can.
Yeah.
Where do we get up to with the bench of belly? I forgot.
Sergeant Bone says a chicken kebab wrap and a T55.
Yes. Wayne Hayward says a real grade Charles Zacco with torso and crab stick sarnies. Oh, yes. And Phil Kett says duck stir fry on the belly and bench 148th meteor still.
Mark Scope says a Tamiya Panther 135th belly garlic roast chicken veg and Yorkshires.
Oh, yes. Simon D says leftover Chinese takeaway, Revell 152-ish.
Yeah.
Lots of rescribing and corrections.
I don't think Chinese takeaway is better leftover. I think an Indian is better as leftovers. I'm never keen on a Chinese leftover.
Yeah, I'd say curries and stuff are better. You can eat Chinese the next day, but it depends what it is. It's got bean sprouts in it. That's normally gone a bit blurpy at the end. It's not really.
I think the curry gets time to marinate, doesn't it? So unless you eat all the chicken the night before, and then you've just got the sauce left.
Cynical Steve. Hey, Steve. So met up with Steve on Sunday, along with Jerry and Dad on Saturday. Cynical Steve says bench is 3 spaceships getting the Agrax Earthshadeness, and belly with spinach, ricotta, and salami calzone. Hey, calzone! Hey.
Natalie Williamson, who's in because I can't remember his name. The other Williamson that is normally here isn't, because he's got to get up early for work tomorrow. He's getting up at 1:30 or something, so he's not about.
Sure, he's really pleased that you referred to him as the other Williams.
The other Williamson. I can't remember his name. I said it earlier. Mr. Williamson. He's getting up early for work, so we have Mr. Williamson. Belly, cheese and bacon beef burgers with chips and onion rings. Bench, I'm not building, but the husband is doing 124th Airfix Hellcat, and our 4-year-old is doing a 172nd Hobby Boss Hellcat.
Oh,
it's interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see that.
A pair of Hellcats that you could do the completely different scales, so you could do one flying far away and one really close.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you've got your 4-year-old working on models. Well done for encouraging the younger generation.
or slave labour. He's just getting him to
Make it for me.
yeah, do all,
My 4-year-old loves doing denubbing and sanding. It's fantastic.
yeah, doing all the building the sub assemblies ready for the painting.
George Taylor says belly teriyaki chicken. This is correct. Bench still on my Wingnuts Eindecker. I'll be giving this same bench answer for at least a few more months.
Keep going. Yeah, I was doing that for years.
Yeah.
Uh,
No harm in taking your time. I've been doing this to Derby since about March.
Matt Bradford said steak pie with Cypress potatoes, and the Blake 7 Liberator is still on the bench.
Cool.
I've now got the Blake 7 music in my head.
I can't escape that.
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Mark,
The moment Ted says Blake 7, it was like in there like a shot. I was like,
yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? And shaky transporter bracelets and
Yeah, they tried to do it a bit of a Star Trek type intro, didn't they? Where they had the Liberator flying past.
They forgot it was they forgot they were the BBC.
Yeah.
There was a brief moment they thought they could fly, and then they realised they were a turtle.
we've run out of money and it can only go halfway, and then we just
Oh dear. We can afford one guy with the French horn. Brilliant. Record him 32 times. That's the soundtrack. Oh god, that theme tune's terrible.
Mark Dale has an extra strong mint and a clean shiny cutting mat.
Ooh.
Lead number 3, he's run out of kits, so I don't know. It's Ted's what's installed today, so you have to wait and see what he's got in number 3, because that'll be your next build.
Actually, I can't remember what's number 3. I didn't actually think about that.
No, we just whatever comes up comes up. So
Well, I ran out of time choosing the kits just before we came on air. You see?
no, you did it ages ago. You got plenty.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
This is why we have a bank holiday next week. So Foxx has got 2 weeks to prepare.
Oh, 2 weeks to do 8 tabs with the face in it or the nose, whatever. Can I just say, by the way, there's something not right. If you don't make YouTube, like model making YouTube videos, there's something not right about having a nice, shiny, cleany cutting mat. This seems not. We have to because we've got to look good on TV. But
do you actually have a cutting mat just for filming on rather than building?
Yes.
Yeah,
I did have in theory, but then I didn't.
Yeah,
well, I've got my main mat. My main mat covers the desk, and that's kept clean because I have a scruffy mat that I put down when I'm painting, so I don't mess up.
Yeah, I do have a mat that I use for building on, filming on. It's got 2 colours as well. It's got grey on one side and green on the other, so I can flip them off for contrast.
I was going to say something. Yeah, or does he mean it's shiny because he spilled some glue and now there's no markings on it? It's just shiny.
That's about it. Yeah, it always starts off with good intentions. That I'm going to keep this clean. I'm not going to do anything on it. Oh, there's a stain on it now.
I have found that most cutting mats you can clean with isopropyl alcohol and it won't wipe all the markings off. But if you clean it with airbrush cleaner or thinner, it will take the markings off. So just use IPA on your cutting mats.
Yeah, that's where it comes down to correct placing of your model when you're filming it, so you don't see the ball patch.
Ball patch. Chancellor North Wales says belly, chili, and chips. Oh, I'm hungry. I've had my tea, but I'm hungry now. A bench a TS11 Iskra.
Jamie Bourne says the new Tiger is good, full interior photo etch with separate link tracks.
Ooh, that's very good for FX.
Yeah, that's good for FX. Yeah,
they're getting all modern and everything. Get them growing up. They grow up so fast and filling up. I'm so proud.
Michael Brown says bench is a 132nd Colonial Viper and belly a Jack Daniels. Great choice. Both the Colonial Viper on Fox's part and the Jack Daniels on my part.
Yes. I've lost the chat now.
Tiva says homemade veggie chili con carne. Actually, nicer than you expect. And the never-ending Aoshima Lambo.
Oh yeah,
taken a long time to do.
Got to tell you, for a puppy dog, Timber types really well.
Yeah, I was quite impressed.
Yeah, must be
doing well with model making as well.
I know. Maybe it's just like big keys. Anders Eriksson says bench the Panzer IV. Things going slow at the moment. Belly, spaghetti, and some sausages. I like the sound of that. Spaghetti and sausages.
The next one down there is for you, Foxx.
Foxy, have you seen the MOC? I think it was the MPC 1919 Eagle on eModels. I think I built it back in the early 80s, thinking of doing it again. Says A-Man, if you mean the MPC 148 scale, I filmed that series for them. That Eagle that was built for them, that's me. I made that.
There's a full video build of it. Go and have a look in the playlist.
Yeah, there's a whole series on there with a stupid theme tune and everything. That was me that did it. So yes, if you're watching that, I had the best time building that. It's a super easy build. A lot of it you don't have to glue together, like the pods that the landing gear go on, the cockpit cover with everything in it, the engines on the back, they just fit together so well. If you ever need to transport it, you can pop it all apart again. But I regretted having to take it back to eModels when I finished it. I was really sad to let it go because it's not that big.
Don't think about doing it again. Get it ordered.
I mean, it does. Although I'm here, it sounds mercenary. I do recommend the 148 scale, the big one, the big expensive one, because it is brilliant. The smaller ones they're nice, but they're not as much fun as the big massive one, which is brilliant.
My chat's jumped a bit, but I've just seen my name up here.
Oh, hello.
Paul de Tasso says, Chris, what do you use to make your light strips? This thing here it's one continuous light strip that goes around behind me. It's a strip of, I don't know if you can quite see it. It's not turned on, so you can't really see it. It's just a strip of LED lights and some what do you call it? Plastic board thing. Not foam core, the other one.
Flat plate.
Yeah, that's the one.
Plastic card.
Just plastic thing cut into a strip and glued to the ends of my bench, basically. So yeah, it does the job. It could be brighter, but
Lynn Dipple says she went to the store and she got me some Slim Jims. Because in a private conversation around with the group, it was Lynn was saying she was going to the store. Does anybody want anything? And I said, get me a whole mess of beef jerky. The fact she lives in America, but she's bought a whole lot of Slim Jims. I love Slim Jims. It took me a long time to figure out how to open them and eat them, but I love Slim Jims.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Simon Payne says, Chris would like the cake. It was chocolate and cayenne pepper. Cake was amazing.
Lynn is currently now nibbling on a Cheez-It. I love the names from these American snacks. Cheez-It, it's the cops. Most dull belly and bench ever, it says Phillies. Toast in belly and loads of priming on the bench. Yeah, but toast is boring, but when you put stuff on toast, it becomes not boring. We've got some mushroom pate from Co-op downstairs, and it's just fantastic. It's like dead nice. Slather a load of that on some toast. Oh, to die for.
Osric has chocolate hobnobs. Phyllis was wondering if you were enticing Wombles with them, and Osric said Wombles can get their own hobnobs.
Yes. AJ says Belly Warburton's potato cake. Oh, potato cakes. Who was I talking to about potato cakes? Was it last week? Or I was talking to somebody about potato cakes.
Were we saying that they were like hash browns?
Yeah, I think it was last week. Yeah,
we had a big discussion on what potato cakes were.
Well, we're going to send some to Chris, I think, because
but they're not like hash browns.
Yeah, because he's like a rubbish southerner and doesn't understand proper food.
I think Gemma came in and said I have had them and didn't like them very much.
That's because you didn't have them with Marmite on, clearly.
Dave Cardboard said it's often been said that Blake Seven was trying to do Star Trek on a Doctor Who budget.
Yep.
Sounds about right. Russell Williamson says there's far too many Mr. Williamsons.
Yeah. Philip Prime says he talks about his he was doing the market garden thing. He says the Dakota part of the market garden builds is already finished. The Horsa is another thing. Diorama will be about 2 foot by 18 inches. It's a 1/72 scale. Cool. Make sure all of you that are building stuff, by the way, don't forget eModels do. Although the gallery on the website is kind of dead because eModels revamped the website and that's not built. It's not part of the structure of the new website yet. Will be hopefully one day. If you are building stuff, you want to show it off, do pop up your pictures onto the eModels Facebook page, facebook.com/eModels Ltd, which is their Facebook page. It's a great place to hang out, if nothing else. They'll post up when stuff comes in stocks if you're waiting to see when something arrives. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. Also, they'll get notifications for this show and any little live shows that we might do. But it's also a cool place to post up your pictures and have a look and stick some shots up.
Could put them on the visitors post bit.
Yeah. I've posted up on there. They are looking into the gallery. If you remember, we used to have the gallery where you win stuff each month. But it's when the website was revamped, the software doesn't include that at all in it, so it's something they have to look into sorting out at some point. But at the moment, there's no news on
that.
George Taylor says that he's asking about Mark Bell running out of kits. I'll be 147 years old before I run out, says George.
Just moving down a little bit before we move on to what's in store. Andrew Preston has a question. It says, what is the best to seal using oil MIG brushes?
Hang on, start again. What is the best one? What?
What is the best to seal using MIG oil brushes? I'm assuming you mean what to seal after using the brushes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I would treat them just like any other oil paint. Give them time to go off, and then just seal them with a clear coat as normal. Just make sure it's gone off.
If you're using them for things like dot filters or streaking or anything like that, where you're putting it on the model and then wiping it away with thinners or a thinner damped brush or anything like that, where it's going to be like a glaze or a filter or something, usually you can dry it. It's dry within 24 hours. You can go over it. If you put them on and leaving them neat, you might want to give it, say, 24 to 48, maybe to 48 hours, just to make sure that it's fully cured. And you can go over them. Once they're fully cured, you can cover them with acrylic varnishes if you want, if that's what you've been using. Your normal regular mattes or glosses will be absolutely fine. Just need to make sure they're cured. So I'd say between 24 to 40 hours, depending on what you're doing with them. Although I have to say, and most people will pull their hair out when I say this, I have in the past, and it works fine. If you're doing a dot filter or streaking, where it's just an almost imperceptible layer of paint, and it's mostly thinner, you can hair dryer it, and it will be dry within minutes, and you can varnish over it. There'll be people out there that are going, "Oh, triggered," but hey, it's fine. It works fine. Because you use a dot filter, you put your dots of oil paint on, you get a brush moistened with the thinners, you mush them all around. It basically becomes a super thin glaze, and the paint is microns thick, and you can hair dryer it off within a couple of minutes. All the solvents are flashed away. It's kind of cured. It's dry enough that you can then varnish over it or even paint over it. I've done it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing like dot filters or streaking, where it's very, very thin layers of paint.
Mark Dale says he's strange because he's never had a stash. How can you never have had a stash when you buy everything every week?
No,
You can buy the third item every week. That would build a stash. You're not going to build them all every week.
I must admit, I was one that never had a stash, and it's slowly growing because I keep getting kits sent to me and things like that. So, I do actually have a little bit of a stash now, although it's something I'd said I'd never do. But
I mean, the reason people develop stashes is because they start a project and then halfway through they see a new shiny thing and they go, "Oh, I need that."
Yeah, that's it.
See, I have that, but the problem I do is the moment I see the new shiny thing, I'm instantly bored to tears with the thing that I'm working on, and I have to fight past that to carry on working on the thing I'm working on.
Yeah, it does take the shine off the thing that's on the bench, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't care what it looks like now. I'll just paint it. I get it finished. Right, so it's done. Next shiny bit. Ooh, with this, I'm gonna take my time on this one. I'm gonna build this one perfectly. I'm not gonna make any mistakes. I'm not going to miss anything out. Oh, another kit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I ordered my massive space battleship Yamato, and I was like so excited when I received it. It was going to be the thing I was going to do. I'm going to build this 1/500, 3 foot long. I'm like, yes, this is brilliant. I'm going to build it. It's still in the box there above the camera 2 years later, because as soon as I got it, something else popped up. Oh, I like that, and I got stuck making it. And then it just
That's it. Everything you always start off. Your first couple of bits always go together perfectly, and you paint with the utmost precision and everything like that. But as you get further and further on, especially if it's a long build, slap it on. That'll do. Nobody's going to see it.
That's the thing with paint chipping. If you do like me, you brush on paint chipping. I don't do chipping fluids. I literally paint the chips on. And you start off with the tiny fine brush, and you do the tiniest of chips and little scratches, and you do little hair thin scratches and all kinds of marks and chips and things of, say, a vehicle at the front end. By the time you get to the back end, you're like, don't care. So if you ever look at one of my vehicles that I've painted, all the good chipping's at the front and all the really lumpy bad chipping is at the back because I've got bored.
You can see the development in everybody's model as they progress along to get fed up and things start getting glued on askew and paint splodges.
See, I'm going to have a massive challenge with this Sazabi because this Sazabi is going to be painted in a borderland style, which means not only lots of chipping and weathering, but also everything will have ink outlines all over it. It's going to have ink comic book outlines everywhere. And just as an example, that's just the legs. That's just the inner frame legs and some other bits and bobs. There's also the torso, the arms, the head, and all the equipment, and then all the armor that goes on the outside of that. And remember, the armor is about 4 more of these foams is armor. So I'm going to have to really buckle down because it's going to take. When I did that little vehicle that I showed the other week that I did all the outlining on, that was about 8 hours of work just to outline that. This is going to take me days. So I've got lots of podcasts lined up to listen to. I've got lots of music lined up. I'm going to shut myself away when it gets to that point, and I'm just going to bite the bullet, have my ink ready, my brush, and shut the world out and just sit and get on with it. Because it's a build for somebody else. I can't afford to suddenly get careless and just do all the fat marks at the end. Oh, screw it, this is the back of the vehicle. No, I'm going to do the best on this. So it's going to take me days and days. So I've got to really...
That's right. You got next Monday off.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I've got to find the patience. I'm not the most patient builder, so I can't afford to be distracted on this one. So that's the challenge coming up for me, outlining. It's great fun, but it's really, really hard. You can't do it fast, so we shall see how it goes.
Chancellor Northwest says, anyone else make canvas covers to hide stuff up like cracked canopies or messed up rescribing vents intakes? Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the joys of weathering. That's why we weather, because it hides all the mistakes we make.
Yeah. As a handy guide for my work, if it's a gumpler and there's an oil paint scorch mark on the armour somewhere, it's because the paint got chipped or knackered or there's a thumbprint. So I covered it over with a scorch mark. Because it's like, oh look, something exploded and blasted the armour there. Look. If it's a vehicle, I've probably put either easy line rigging over something to cover a join that I can't fill, or there's a little bit of plastic card, like a little sort of widget on the surface, like a little standing out square thing. On this thing, you won't see it on camera, but on these fuel tanks, there's 4 nub marks on the end of the fuel tank. I couldn't sand them away because there's also some raised panel lines. So I just took a little tiny square of plastic card and stuck it over the nub mark. There you go, done. So yeah, weathering and scratch building and kit bashing is always a good way to cover up stuff that you can't fill.
Yeah, that's why everything's covered in mud.
Yep. Oh yeah, just cover it in mud.
Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. Shall we go and do what's in store?
Yeah, just very quickly before you do. I've lost the comment, but somebody in chat said to somebody else in chat that putting honey in tea is really nice. Just in case people don't know, another thing that's really nice is maple syrup in coffee instead of sugar. So like in tea, you can do honey instead of sugar. Try maple syrup instead of sugar in coffee. Divine. Trust me. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
I'll try that. We've got some maple syrup.
I have to share the gospel of maple syrup in coffee.
I'll try that. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'll try that. Right. What's in store time? So it's over to Ted for what's in store.
Over to Ted on the traffic desk. Are you in the chopper, Ted?
And this week is what's in store. It'll come down here.
Yeah.
Right. I'll look it on me.
Yes.
That's fine.
Spid's getting cross with Foxx. He's saying don't put anything in coffee. No, Foxx, no, he says.
It's no different to putting sugar in coffee, Spin. I'm sure you put
Yeah,
sugar
but Spid
in
probably
coffee.
does note that as well.
As I wolf down my Dowag Bits Gold, I'm making him spin in the grave now. He's not even dead. He's spinning in his future grave because I'm being so heretical. When I drink my Dowag Bits Gold,
I think he's passed out now.
I think he's actually closed the internet. Anyway, carry on, Ted. Sorry.
Oh, right. Wait. Sorry, I was just reading the chat while you were talking amongst themselves. Right. Right. And now I've got to work out a way of sharing this screen. I found the button to share your screen. Right. Well, we'll do a sharing screen. And before we do that, we'll talk about what goes on with the what's in store, if any of you haven't seen it before. First of all, click and drag. You click and drag because you need to catch up more about what's in it. And then I'll go through a number of items that I found today from the eModels store. When we came on air, these were still in stock, but we don't know how many there is. So if you like what you see, slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket.
And remember, it's not yours till you check it out. So if you want it, you've got to buy it. And because there may be one, there may be 101.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
can't be
know.
fighting over it in the checkout.
Yeah.
Hang on, Ted. I need to do this because you're not near the microphone this time, so I need to do it for you. So hang on.
Slap it in your basket.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slap it in your basket.
Ted's now blasted his microphone. Yes, don't forget, by this point, did you say about the theme, Ted?
He said he's got a theme. There is a theme, but he didn't get the rotatey, draggy thing right, because only you would do that.
There is a theme. What I'm going to show you is a number of items, and they're all mixed together with a theme. Some might be a little bit tenuous, but there's a theme in there. And at the end of what I show you, and when I come back, and when I say go, it's then you can tell us what you think the theme is. If you answer before I say go, it doesn't count.
Yeah, we'll ignore it.
Yeah, we'll ignore it.
We're going to avoid the cone of shame.
Yeah, I remember what we see on the chat is that it's the first one we see on chat, which may not necessarily be the person you see on chat. If you get what I mean, because it's weird. This is confusing.
Judge's decision is final.
Hey?
Yeah.
Judge's decision is final.
Yes, we see the chat differently. So just because you're first on your screen doesn't actually mean that you're first in the real chat. So don't be disappointed if you're first on your screen, but we don't call you out as winner. And you will win a big fat sticker.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do it till Ted says go later on.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he said. So,
and in fact, none of the chat are even watching. They're all talking about coffee.
Yeah, they're arguing about tea and coffee now.
They don't care what we're doing.
Anyway, while all the rest of them are arguing about tea and coffee, and we'll go on ahead and we'll see some of the things before they realise what's happening and come back. So, right, I'll share the screen.
Is the theme blancmange?
Is the
You don't want to say yes or no until after he's finished.
No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not worth doing it now, is it? It's
Don't forget, folks, by the way, because there is often a lag between the video and the chat by this point, before Ted gets going, hit refresh on your browser, drag the slider right to the side to make sure you're up to date with the chat and the video. So there's little lag as possible. So refresh and drag.
I drag.
Yeah, nobody does it quite like you, Fox.
And drag.
Yeah,
Doesn't work.
I tried, but yeah, it didn't have. I don't have.
Refresh and drag. Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman.
What if you're not wearing drag? Can you still refresh?
A little bit of a video game joke for people there. Carry on, moving on.
Right, let's go over and share the screen. Now I won't be able to see the chat, so I'll have to rely on the other guys to keep.
Right, that's done the international symbol of dragon refresh and drag.
Right, here we go. Share the screen. Share my entire screen. I think.
Probing.
That was a request. I couldn't not do it. Half-Life 2 at full time.
Alice is correct with Half-Life, yeah.
Rise and shine, Mr.
Hang on, try it again.
You're not sharing the screen, Ted.
I'm not sharing the screen. It's
You're just going to have to describe it using interpretive dance.
It's the little screen-shaped button at the far left side, Ted, at the bottom.
All right, I've got it now.
The one that says share screen.
Yeah, I didn't press the button.
Not the one with the red pants on.
Yeah.
Now, me and Chris don't know what Ted did this so early in advance, like, weeks ago, that he hasn't actually got around telling us, Chris, what the thing
Yeah,
is.
I'm going to have to pay attention now, I guess.
Yes.
If I get it right, then I'll win something. I'll win a sticker.
Right, can you see it? Is it sharing?
Westland.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be seeing now a 1/72 Westland Sea King G4. This is a new tool from Airfix, and I saw it as Telford a while back. It's a cracking little model.
Jamie Bowden says, nice kit, I have built it.
Yes, it's a nice little model. It's not quite that small, really, for a 1/72 skirt.
Well, it's not exactly a small vehicle. It's real life.
It comes in two colour schemes. One is the Arctic type colour scheme, the snow scheme with the sort of leopard type scheme. I think that comes as a decal. I'm not sure. Somebody can probably tell me if that's right.
What kind of leopards have you been looking at, Ted?
That would be horrible decals.
Or it comes in green.
Green. Hospital green. I'm not a big helicopter building fan, but those people that do build helicopters and like Half a Horse Tony. Half a Horse Tony.
Yep. He's done a cracking model of his helicopter.
Osric 9000 says helicopter kits make me nervous. You and me both, Osric. They terrify me.
Simon D says he used to work on those.
Ooh, nice.
So, Sea King. Wow, a nice aircraft.
Ooh, look at that. So it does seem that Airfix are really starting to up their game now.
Yeah, I think as they come through all the kits and they put new tools and things, new tooling on the kits, I think they are up in the game. It's just that I think they need to do it a little bit faster.
Yeah,
It's always worried me when you see the helicopters with the rotors all folded back like that. Because what happens if it does that while you're flying?
sadness, sad factory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they've kind of milked all the things they had half done on the shelf that they could churn out, like the big 1/24th plane thingy, Thundercats, whatever it's called. What's it called? The
Hellcat.
Hellcat, that's the one. Thunderpants? What the hell was that?
Thundercat.
1/24 scale Thunderpants, that's the one. Yeah, because that was kind of like a half-done project they could get off the shelf and finish off quickly. So now they've run out of stuff that was half done. They're having to actually start from scratch. They've forced themselves into the modern age.
So they've got these, and they've just brought out the 1/35th scale, 1/32nd scale tanks as well. So there's something happening over at Airfix, and long may it continue. And we can support this great company.
Yeah. As Asta says, Airfix have no money for development, sadly. It does. I think what they could do is maybe develop, because they are traditionally the military stuff.
Yeah.
They traditionally do army and navy.
When you think
out from that.
Yeah, when you think that Airfix is really the when everybody refers to a plastic kit, they call it an Airfix kit, don't they?
Yeah, they were definitely the big name back in the day, weren't they?
I mean, this is the shame with Airfix. It's like Hoover. Everybody calls a vacuum cleaner a Hoover, and therefore the Hoover company gets instant bonus off that. And in the same way, a lot of people refer to model kits as "I make Airfix" or "You make Airfix," do you? They need to capitalise on that.
Yeah, because when people say to me, "Oh, do you have a hobby?" Yeah, I build plastic kits. What do you mean plastic kits? Airfix. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
They've got the word recognition. They've got the brand. So if they could expand beyond, I mean, if they expanded into other stuff beyond just the aircraft and military stuff, they'd probably widen their base. But also they need to modernise their stock, which that's what they do, so.
Jamie says the Sea King was one of the helicopters that could float in water.
Yeah, we'd use them for AC rescue and things like that. See the yellow AC rescue flying across the mountains and things like that. Yeah, all over. A great workhorse. Unfortunately, now no longer in service. But
we did have one of them fly over here recently, and my God, they're loud.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Fantastic.
I was up here. I was like, "What the hell is that?" So I went outside, and this thing was like, wow, that's like a building with spinny bits.
Anyway, moving on.
Yes,
that's the Westland Sea King, the HC4. So yeah, moving on. We'll move on to the Tamiya 1/350 scale model of the Prince of Wales. Now, I was going to do some searching on Google about the history of the Prince of Wales, but I forgot. And it tells me next to nothing on this. It tells me it's a Tamiya 1/350 scale HMS Prince of Wales, item number #78011. But I believe that it wasn't the Prince of Wales that was sank just off Singapore. It's still, obviously, it's on the bottom now. I should be able to tell you about the history of the Prince of Wales, but I can't remember.
And as Ericsson says, was it sunk by the Bismarck? I think it was, wasn't it? Or was involved in the attack on the Bismarck?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Does it say on the box, if you can even see there, is it one of their waterline series? Series of boats where they're designed to be, you don't get the full hull.
I don't know that you're going to get any zoomed in at all.
Yeah.
You click the zoom in button and it makes it exactly the same size as it was before.
So I'm not sure if it's a full hull or a waterline series, but I don't know.
I'm not sure that the Prince of Wales was actually painted in that camouflage scheme, but I might be corrected on that one. But that's a British battleship, Prince of Wales, by Tamiya. Now, it can't go wrong with being a Tamiya kit.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
A few other people have said the Prince of Wales was sunk by the Japanese, but damaged by the Bismarck.
Yeah, I think she was sunk by. There was a Prince of Wales, and there was two battleships sunk by the Japanese or Singapore. I can't remember.
Yeah, the chat is saying that it was sunk by a Japanese air attack, but it was the hood that was sunk by the Bismarck, obviously legendarily.
Yeah. So that was it. Yeah. So that was it. £53.99, and you could get quite a big kit for that.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't say anything about it. Right, there we go. So item number 3 next, Zvezda. 1/72 medieval stone castle.
Do you need your pills, Ted?
Now then, there's no picture.
1/72 scale is going to be massive.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, the screenshot looks to be as though they've zoomed in on one of them sort of dungeon games that you
It
can.
looks like a tapestry.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's a kit, whether it's a still from a game or what.
That I think was somebody's like A-level art painting that they did on a really small pre-made canvas.
Well, I know what we'll do. We'll make a castle. Yeah.
There's a very vague attempt at almost Bob Ross style trees, but it hasn't worked.
Mhm.
That really is A-level student, or that's actually 5th form student painting.
GCSE, yeah.
I do love Zvezda's box art sometimes. Sometimes it is unabashedly terrible.
Is that, yeah. Now, whether you could play knights and dragons and things and put all your knights in shining armor around the ramparts of this, I've absolutely no idea. But yeah, 1/72 for a stone castle, it's going to be quite a big piece of kit, isn't it?
That'd make for a great diorama setting.
I thought I knew what the theme was, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, I've got no idea. The Sea King, whatever the second one was, because I wrote with the battleship, and now castle.
This it could be a tenuous link, it could be a red herring, anything. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait till the end
I've not been involved. It can't be that tenuous.
till you decide what at the end what the link's gonna be.
Yeah. Is there any information on this kit, Ted? By the way,
No,
No.
there's no information on anything
It's a
today.
castle.
Is that the theme?
This week there is no information, so I've got to make it all
The
up.
description is it's a castle. What?
It doesn't say what it's made out of. Well, taking
Stone.
it's a plastic.
Chancellor Wales says Zvezda do wargaming sets as well as models, so it may well be designed. I was going to say, because if you've got yourself, say, a couple of them and a load of 1/72 scale figures of the era, you could actually make up your own little tabletop gaming session, or have existing rules for other games and just use those figures. 1/72 scale, so it's not quite tabletop game scale, but you certainly could have get some good war games going there. Probably look pretty good when it's done as well.
Now, whether it comes with the drawbridge and the portcullis and everything and the moat and everything like that, I have a clue. But,
From Foxx, it says vague trees not included.
yeah, maybe as Chris says, maybe it is a tapestry. Maybe you get sent a sewing kit for £53.99.
Includes all the fabric you need. So if you do buy this one, Mark, you'll have to come back and let us know what it is.
Rochborn says, my sound is poor tonight. It's an issue with the software that does the streaming. It's not.
Yeah, I noticed Fox has been going in and out of it tonight, but yeah.
Yeah, we've all got good, strong broadband. We've all got nothing else going on. It literally is the software, because Hangouts doesn't exist anymore. Not much we can do, unfortunately.
Anyway, if you want it's 1/72 scale plastic model kit at £53.99. There it is.
I like the way you swerved away from the brand name there, like an
that's what you've always been waiting for. Now you see. We don't know how many there are in the store, so
Slap it in your basket.
right. We'll move on. Now, I think I've left that page open. That's
Everything. Yeah.
That's everything. So the next one is the Citroen 2CV Charleston.
Is it wrong that I actually really quite fancy a Citroen 2CV?
Yeah.
I was kind of worried.
If you go back to the search page, there's two of these. There's one at £35.99 and there's one at £116.99. And they're both 110 scale. I thought, what's the difference? But this one is radio controlled. Yeah. So yeah. From once again, it's from Tamiya, 110 scale. Citroen 2CV. Now, everybody must have been in or seen or had a 2CV.
I've always wanted one. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know a bit of a TV personality that comes from from the town. He's got one, and it was in this colour as well. So yeah, but
There used to be one around my area, and it used to be yellow as well.
I would love one because they're just so adorable. They just are just brilliant. I mean, look at it. I mean, come on.
yeah, brilliant. Nice. Yeah, it's supposed to be able to be fixed by farmers. That's what they're built for.
Are these the ones that if you break your windscreen, it's really cheap to replace because they're flat?
Yeah. Or if you want to, if you've not got enough storage space in the back to put something in, you just unclip all the chairs and leave them on the side of the road and come back for them later.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can take your chairs out, can't you? And use them to sunbathe down the beach and
They
things.
just unclip. Zadster Spinny Curator says, I've had 3 very rare and collectible now, and the most incredible things. Zadster says, deafening to drive, horrible in corners, but so much character. Old Land Rover Series 3 then, basically.
They even look French, don't they? Whatever French looks like, but yeah, they look French.
It looks like that, basically.
But yeah, this is the radio control model. It's got all it requires is a 2-channel radio, a steering servo, a battery and battery charger, and you're ready to go. Separate injection molded parts to recreate front bumper support, headlights and side mirrors, etc. Yeah, the blurb's all there. Go along and have a look at item number 58655.
It probably does go twice as fast and more reliable than the actual real car itself.
Yeah. And bits probably won't drop off and rattle.
Probably better on corners as well.
But if that one's a bit rich for you, don't forget there is just the bog standard non-remote control version, which again, it's a 1/10 scale car. It's going to look impressive, whatever you do to it.
Colin does say you could get a real 2CV for that.
Yeah, I did actually make a model of a 2CV many years ago, and what I did was I kind of Mad Maxed it. So I painted it all like German grey, and I put like weapons on it. And I got, at the time I was very young, I had a Halifax account because I was too young to have a bank account. And you got this plastic wallet that you could put your Halifax card in, so I threw that away. But the plastic wallet had this kind of ribbed texture to it, almost like corrugated steel plate. So I cut that bit out of this little wallet and cut a hole in it, and that was then replaced the front windscreen. It was brilliant. There you go. Awesome. It's like corrugated steel windscreen with a hole for the driver. I was only like 12. It was brilliant. Painted grey. What's the rust?
Yeah. So this is a Citroen 2CV. Please take out your dentures and fasten your bras because it's going to rattle your teeth. But
we have some more info. Dave Cardboard said, "Is it geared for scale speed?" It's just geared for speed, which
any speed for a Citroen 2CV is a good speed.
Great says, horrible, no way, dude. They corner great, lots of body roll, but journos in the day literally couldn't roll them. Citroen even challenged to try it.
It just feels like they're going to roll all of the time.
Yep. Colin at 67 Workshop says, slam the driver's door and the passenger door opened, pretty much. That was a feature, not a flaw.
Yeah, I like the way as well that the windows used to open on a hinge.
Oh yeah. Speedy Creator says they're kind of like the Beetle but mechanically better.
Yeah. Anyway, we move on from that one for the last item for this evening. The Ashoma Kemeri Works police car. Now, if I had a police car that looked like this, yeah, I'd be cool.
It looks like the wheels have melted.
Yeah, it does a bit.
It's stanced is the phrase you're looking for.
Yeah,
Melted.
Stancing normally just has normal wheels at a funny angle, but that's been kind of stanced.
The wheel. Yeah, it's not the wheels are melted. It's the wood
trim. It's just it's the wheel trims that are just kind of sticky out. That looks really weird.
Yeah, makes it look. But this is the Kemeri Works. The Ashima 124th Kemeri Works custom police car.
Skyline Kemeri.
£32.99. Once again, no information on it. So I've picked all the items this week with no information.
Yeah, I thought that was the theme, but then you got the radio control one that's got all of the information. So
yeah,
I like that car. I do like that car. I like the fact it says it's a pato car, which is one of them Japanese kind of portmanteaus. Now I know pat often is used for patrol. It's like pat labour is patrol and labour. So pat will patrol, but the O in the middle, I don't know where the O comes from. That's a real strange Japanese portmanteau there, really weird. But that looks great.
So I've really nothing more to say on this one other than it's a dragster type police car. I don't know anything about cars, but this Ken Mary works. Right, so we'll have a quick recap and see if you can find.
Because I don't know what.
Yeah, see if you can spot the link this week.
I'm stuck.
Some easier links that might have
Yeah,
a little bit easier and give the game away. But then I thought, yeah, I'll make you work for a living. So, oh yeah, I forgot this one as well. This is, yeah.
Oh, one more thing.
This is the final model tonight. This is the Super Conqueror. It's one that's been missing from the main battle tanks range for a long time because it's 1/30th scale, and nobody built the Conqueror tank to go in with the line of main battle tanks, such as the Chieftain and such like that. But yeah, this is from Amusing Hobby, 1/30th scale. And once again, no details other than it tells you it's with a bonus resin British tank crew figure.
Cool. Is he an officer? Oh no, he's not pointing.
Him.
He's not an officer.
It's got space armor on it.
Yeah.
That does look quite mint, actually.
Yeah, so this was a little bit just before the Cold War, sort of in the later years of the war, up to the Cold War when it was replaced by the Chieftain tank. But yeah, this is the Super Conqueror from Amusing Hobby.
Just to quickly refer back to the previous one, the police car. Vincent at Mr. Lowe says that Ken Mary is one word. It's Ken Mary is the nickname for that model of Skyline. It did actually say on the box Ken and Mary.
Yeah,
underneath.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Ken Mary at the top, but then underneath it does say Ken and Mary, which is really weird.
So that's Ken and Mary 4D patrol car.
Pato car. Yeah, Ken Mary was the type of the Skyline.
So we'll have a recap starting from the beginning, which this should have been the beginning. This is the Super Conqueror, and the next one is the Westland Sea King.
We've done that one.
We've done that.
All of them now. We're going back and going refresh.
Okay.
Yeah, we're having a refresh, and then we've got the Prince of Wales.
Does that mean that this is the third one?
So this is the third one. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mark's ordered the wrong thing now.
What if you want the castle?
Yeah, but if you want the castle's still there.
He's like, oh crap! I've ordered the castle now. I could have had a
Svedste stone castle kit. Then we've got the Tamiya Charleston, the Citroen 2CV. And finally, the Ken Mary Works Pato car.
Pato car.
Yeah. Rum, Pato car.
You know what scale that is? Does it say what scale?
124 scale.
I was thinking, no, Pat Labour's 160. Yeah, that's right. I was having a Pat Labour moment there. Never mind.
So I'll stop sharing.
Yeah.
No, actually, yes. Chris, Ted hasn't said go yet. So don't be
No, but
No.
it's going to have to be the one that gets his
Oh,
tells
yeah.
us if you're right, because I don't know.
Let's say go. Yeah. So right, now's your chance to tell us what the link is and go. So Mark Scope says no real ideas.
That came up just before you said go.
Gaz Vickers is the first one after I said go, which says royalty. Yeah, that's correct. Royalty.
Yeah, we do say don't answer before Ted says go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Gaz
He says Chesney Hawks.
Chinsey honks. He's not the one and only.
Gemma Williams was only just out there, beaten by a whisker by Gaz Vickers.
So who won? Gaz, was it Gaz Vickers? Well done, Gaz. You won yourself a fat sticker.
Yep. Send us your address at ted@emodels.co.uk.
Yeah, and make sure to put in the title of the email that you've won a sticker so Ted can sort them into things. He says as if Ted actually does that. Well done.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the link was royalty, kings and queens. So there was the Charleston, Charles, there's Ken Mary, Queen Mary, castle where everybody lives.
Just a castle. Okay.
Just a castle.
It's a castle.
Is it a castle or a castle?
Castle.
Castle.
Yeah, and obviously the Conqueror tank was William the Conqueror. So, yeah.
Because in the castle they have a bath.
No, a bath.
They have a castle with a bath.
Yeah.
And around the outside you've got grass.
No, you got
Grass.
No, you got a moat.
No, you got peasants.
Oh, dear.
Simon Payne says, "What was the red herring?" The red herring was that there wasn't one.
We often don't have red herrings. I'm not a
Red
big
herring
fan.
only goes in because we've got six things.
Well, the bit of a tenuous link was, I suppose, the castle, wasn't it? That was maybe.
Yeah. I mean, often the red herring is just because we need to get 5 items and we can only find 4 with the theme. And this week there's a red herring because, of course, there is.
Yeah, I did think about once again trying out what did I type into the eModels search engine this week, but yeah, I came up with could have been quite non-family viewing that, so we didn't do that.
Gaz Vickers says, "Can I donate my big sticker to Lynn Dipple?"
Yeah, well, you can, but if it'll ever get there,
Yeah, you can do. Just don't mail us and get Lynn to mail us instead, because we'll have forgotten by the end of the show who won what. So, yeah. So, Lynn, if you're claiming that, just mail it instead of Gaz. Gaz, don't mail us. ted@emodels.co.uk.
Yeah.
right. Should we give the other 2 stickers away then?
Yes.
Roll. Yeah.
So we're on
Just having a look in the eModels.
big and little.
Because we got a question from ages ago.
Yes, we've got.
Someone.
There's a question that Ted can read, and there's a question that probably Ted can't pronounce.
Can we make Ted do them both?
Yeah. So the first one is from Anders Ericsson, Ted. If you have to go back in there. Why am I looking at? I'm looking on Facebook. That's not right, is it?
Yeah, you won't find them there.
No, I'm an idiot.
Where?
Yeah, but the thing is, if I ask that question, nobody will understand it, especially the French-speaking people.
Would you want me to do the French one then?
Shall I have a go then?
Are you doing the one from Anders first, though?
That's
Which?
Was it from Anders? The one from there we go. Question to the chat. Do you want me to do that one from Anders and you do the French one?
Yeah, you do that one then. I can't find it.
Big sticker and little sticker.
Yeah,
If
big
you
sticker.
do refresh. Drag it on. So you refresh and drag again.
Mhm.
Yep. And this time you can win the big and the little sticker. This is a question from Anders Ericsson. So remember, it's the first answer to get this right. Will be the one that wins the sticker. Chris has just exploded.
yeah. I'll just try if I can make people have some sort of seizure.
Yeah. Then it just fades away from you straight away. For some reason, it goes back to
Dippo's in says, "Have I missed anything?" Yep.
yeah, all the things. Hey, Nevbo, welcome. Don't forget, of course, before I do the question, Nevbo Model Making, which is Andy, and Vesta 67 Workshop, which is Colin, are both, like me, Ted and Chris, they are eModels video builders. So do go along. Nevbo is currently making the Thunderpants plane 24th scale. What is it? The Hellcat.
Hellcat.
He's making the 124th Airfix Hellcat, which looks fantastic. And of course, Colin is making the AT-AT, the AT-AT, but it's actually a cat-cat. And you need to watch to find out what that means. It means awesomeness. So do make sure to go along and watch their series. We've got, me, Ted and Chris have got stuff coming up soon. When I get this finished, I'm on my Falcon. It's on something at some point.
Yeah. When we go to eModels, I'll be picking up my next thing, and then
I'll pick up my next one then.
Yeah, Ted, you know what your next one is, don't you?
apparently it might be locked on Ted, but it might not be. But
No, I don't think it's not locked on me, but
it just is, but it isn't. But yeah.
Yeah, it just sometimes sticks. So yes, we do have ours. But go and check out Colin and Andy's builds. Anyway, yes, question.
I found the question.
I've got one. I've got Anders.
Yeah, it's all right. I found Anders' question.
I'm calling you into the front.
I know what the answer is now.
I'm backing you into that corner. Anders says, "Hello. Here is a question for you if you like to use it." Everybody ready? First answer. The first answer we see, not the first answer on your screen. The British troops used an anti-air. I'll start that again. British troops used an anti-tank weapon during the D-Day landings, actually from 1941. It was called PIAT. What does PIAT stand for? Go.
Go.
It was a small handheld. Well, it was a small man-portable grenade rocket launcher called PIAT. It was apparently a bit rubbish, apart from that one guy that shot a lot, but killed a lot of tanks with it. What did PIAT stand for?
Tube. Tube.
Nearly, but not quite.
Is that
Chance in Northwest got the first one.
North
yeah,
Wales.
Chancellor of North Wales has got the correct answer.
Yep, it's moved and I missed it.
10. Yeah.
Projector infantry anti-tank.
Yeah, the British Army have this way of writing things backwards, don't they? Why couldn't it be infantry anti-tank projector.
Cap flying summer. On
Because
my pilot, I've got on my pilot's cap. It says the label cap flying summer.
So yeah, that's the armed forces for you. Write everything backwards. Projector infantry anti-tank is the right answer. Well done, Chancellor. Just send your details to ted@emodels.co.uk and we'll get this.
And Ted Anders did include his name and address for a sticker because we used his question.
Yep, got that as well.
It's just like putting it backwards, but that's how addresses are written backwards, aren't they? Really, if you think about it.
It's how dates are written if you're American.
Yeah, but that's if you're American. But if you write an address down, surely you should start with the big area and then narrow it down as you go down the thing.
What's your address? The entire universe?
Yeah, over there.
I mean, there's no good saying, number 7 John Street, because that could be anywhere. You need to start at the bottom, don't you, with, England, and then narrow it down. That'd be the way to write an address.
Well, you'd always need to start with the entire universe.
Well, yeah, it could depending on where you send it.
Time.
Maybe postmen are just competent in reading backwards. They read up.
Don't know. I must admit, when I used to work in the civil service, somehow I learned all the postcodes, all of them. Not the whole, but the different 2-letter combinations. I've long forgotten it now. But when I used to work in vehicle testing, somehow I managed to learn all the UK postcodes, and it was quite a point of pride that I could tell you where everyone was.
Well, a lot of them make sense, don't they? But some of them don't.
Yeah. Well, like where I live is WA, but we're not in Warrington. We're nowhere near Warrington. We're like hundreds of miles away.
We'll do a mug giveaway, then we'll about wrap things up after.
Well, not quite.
Mark.
Well, I've got my mug again.
Now remember, if you want a sticker, me and Ted are rubbish at sending stickers out. If you win a sticker, you might be waiting months, but you will get it eventually. But we are rubbish at getting to the post office because we're both old and we live miles from post offices. So we will eventually get your stickers out to you. If you win a mug, we send the details on to the guys at eModels and they send them out to you without any interference from us. So yeah, if you win a mug, you'll get your mug fairly sharpish.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Which is Ted's question for a mug.
Oh yes, yeah. I did find it. Hang on. No, that's not that.
It's the one from I forgot who sent it now.
Yeah. Continuing on the line of our Charleston 2CV, we'll go back to France and we'll have the next question.
Yeah, everybody prepare yourself for this one.
Yeah, this might not come out. This might come out totally different. So, yeah.
Whose question is it? Because I can't find it.
The one from Phil East.
Yeah, this is from Phil East, who asks about his road roller that he won on the stream a few weeks ago. I don't know what's happened to it, but I would assume I do know that I sent eModels your post, so we'll chase that up. Anyway, a question for the stream. What is a phrase translated to English? Right, this is going to be good, isn't it? Yeah, the question is, what is this phrase? It says, "C'est combien pour les chiens dans les fenêtres?"
That's not bad.
I'd take that, I reckon.
Yeah.
What is the English phrase? Now, I'll probably sound totally different now. What is the phrase translated to English? C'est combien pour les chiens dans la fenêtre? Go.
Yes. I'll give you the. I'll try better. I'll play Tedward, says Phil East.
Yeah.
Dave Cardboard is straying with how much is that dog eating the window?
Oh, well,
Yes,
yeah.
it is. Combien pour le chien dans la fenêtre?
Yeah.
How much is it for that dog in the window?
Well done, Dave Cardboard. Yeah. Well, was my French that good? Was it?
Well, it wasn't bad. You did all right till you got to la fenêtre.
Yeah. Well, I did try it. I didn't try it the English tourist way of shouting loudly in English.
Yeah. What is this translated from French? How much is the doggy in the window? How much? C'est combien pour le chien dans la fenêtre?
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Well, thank you, Felice, for that.
Yeah.
Testing my English next week. Next week we'll have a question in German.
Yeah. Just remember, if somebody sends us the question like translate from Swedish, A, nobody will get it, and B, none of us can pronounce it at all. So
And can you make them all for the attention of Ted, please?
Yeah. But it will be fun. Right.
Zelster says, "Edit quanti canicula illa est in fenestris." I don't know how you pronounce Latin. Is it Canty or Cranty?
That's again, it's how much is the dog in the window, isn't it?
It always confuses me with Latin. That
How many dogs are in the window? Maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah, it always confuses me with Latin that V is W and W is V. So everybody says Veni Vidi Vici, but it should be Weni Vidi Vici. But that just sounds stupid.
Michael Jackman reminds us that it's a bank holiday next week, so yes,
Day off. Woo!
no show next week.
Cynical Steve says, I'll have to send you a Welsh question. That probably won't get read out.
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing is, it'd be silly, but nobody would understand what we said anyway. If it's like something like Swedish or Welsh or anything like that, we couldn't pronounce it even near enough for anybody to get it anyway. So. But you can send us stuff to read out that's not for the giveaway. It's just silly things for us to read that are in foreign languages. So we
But
can
keep
try
it
and
clean,
localize it.
because we do have people listening from other languages that could tell you if you're being nasty or swearing or.
But it is funny to try and get us to pronounce stuff that we probably can't pronounce.
We've got one more thing to do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we'll do that before we round up for tonight and take our week's break for a bank holiday.
Mhm.
So, right. So, should we lock it on? Are you going to do it, Chris?
I have a thingy
I'd be a doctor about that if I were you, mate.
on the internet. Let's find it. It's there somewhere. There it is. I'll share that one, shall I?
Yeah.
We've got another thing to give away to you. We are sharing.
Giveaway times.
Giveaway time. Yeah, can we do a jingle, Fox?
It's giveaway time.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
give
right.
stuff away for free to you who are watching on the telly. Bye. Super Magic Game.
Giveaway time.
So we're giving away one of them.
That was rubbish. Oh, I did terrible there.
I wouldn't mind winning this myself. I think.
You can't win. The thing, you have to buy it with your money.
Mm.
We can't enter this.
It's a Revel 135th Fordson model WOT6. I don't know what WOT stands for. I think it's wheels on truck.
Go round and round. Can I just say that I know Fordson is a real name and they're people that made tractors and stuff, but Fordson sounds like a made-up name you get in like a comic, children's comic, or when they're trying to come up with a name for something that sounds real, but it's not quite real.
Is it Mr. and Mrs. Ford and their child? I'm not going into the family business. I'm going to make my own trucks.
Yeah, Fordson. I think Fordson have made a lot of tractors.
I'm assuming that's actually a photo, isn't it? That's a real thing.
It could be a.
Okay.
They actually sometimes do some very good box art.
It's 283 parts, 17.4 centimeters in length. So yeah, it's nice. It's
There was hundreds of these on D-Day, around D-Day, going to Normandy. So you wouldn't be stuck anywhere for making a diorama or a representation of any regiment had one of these.
photo etch.
Yeah.
Cynical Steve says his dad used to drive them.
Mm.
And Michael Jackman says it's a bumpety rumpety army truck. It's a bumpety rumpety army truck. I don't know what that song is.
So yes, this is what you can read. What do we make them put in the comments?
Go on, Ted, you can choose what they write. All you need to do is, if you want to win this, you've got 2 weeks to do this because we're not here next week. So all you need to do is wait till this show is finished. Give it 5 or 10 minutes after the show is finished, and then it'll become a normal video, which you'll find on the eModels YouTube page. Go into this week's show as a normal video.
I've got a thing.
Oh, go on then. Put a comment on the video, and the comment needs to be...
What does WOT stand for?
There you go. Yeah, so make sure it's family friendly.
Humorous and family friendly would be.
Yeah, we will show the winning comment on screen to make sure it's not got any rude words. But tell us what an amusing thing that WOT stands for. You can put what it actually stands for, but that's boring. It's much more fun if you put...
It says what it is down there, but we won't worry about that.
Yeah. What in your mind, what does WOT stand for? Like the same way I always thought MBT was massive battle tank.
Massive big, it's massive big tank.
Massive big tank.
Thanks, yeah.
Big tank.
Israeli McCarver, massive big tank. There you go.
So yes, there you go. That's what you could have won.
Good. Yeah, not a speedboat. What is the largest state in America? Texas.
There we go. I shall finish sharing that.
Yeah.
So,
So remember, wait till we finish the show. Give it 5 or 10 minutes, and then find this show in the YouTube page for eModels, and just put a comment on what you think a WOT stands for. Make it family friendly.
Ostrich said it's Wombles on toast.
Yep.
Yeah, not in here. Don't put it in the chat here.
Well, more on to
Comment on the video.
There's a comment for you to read out from Anders, Ted.
Vi kommer inte vara nästa vecklig mandag.
Go on, you try it, Chris.
Vi kommer inte vara här nästa vecka lagi manhag.
I thought you swore then. Vi kommer inte vara här nästa vecka ledig mandag. I'm going to guess that mandag is Monday.
Is this the thing that you miss out the middle of the word and nobody notices?
I don't know. We've also got no idea. We're assuming that that's not anything rude or bad.
I reckon it's probably something like we're not on here next week.
We're not.
Monday after.
We're not back next Monday.
Yeah.
I'm guessing mandag is Monday because dag is day in German. So
I don't know. Ted spoke Klingon. Anders says Fox is closest, which isn't a surprise to any of us.
yeah. Oh, cool.
What does it actually mean, though?
Oh, we won't be here next week. Free Monday. Woohoo!
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
Vi kommer to come, I guess, then. Okay. Yes, don't put your answer for the WOT in chat. Put it in on the comments on the video once this program's finished.
Yep.
Wait 5 minutes and then it'll be a normal video. You can put a normal video comment. Not in chat because chat goes away and we don't look at it ever again. Mark Scope says, ask Alexa, this one for you, Chris, because you've got Alexa. Ask Alexa what 100, 100, 100 is in Welsh.
Should I do that now, do you think? Is it good?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Alexa, what is 100, 100, 100 in Welsh?
100, 100, 100 in Welsh is cant.
Yeah, maybe we should have done that one.
Yeah, maybe not. Well,
Yeah, it's family friendly show, Mark.
no, they just, yeah.
Maybe not. Sprugly Addict says pop de ping. For those that don't know, pop de ping is a slang name for a microwave in Wales, but it's not an official word, Welsh word, but it kind of became a colloquial way of saying a microwave because it goes ping when it finishes, so it's pop de ping.
Pop de ping.
It's pop.
Apparently, we just broke Frog Spawn's Alexa as well, because if we are being broadcast into a room and we say Alexa,
Quick,
what time
stop
is it? It gets confused.
Siri, what time is it? Oh no, sorry. Hey Siri, what time is it?
No.
Yeah, everybody's Siri.
Alexa, what time is it?
It's not going to do mine because you're only coming out my ear. You're not that loud.
Right. Oh.
Well, maybe somebody else's Alexa has gone a bit wrong.
It probably has. Yeah, it's probably Frog Spawn's is broken as well.
Alexa, I'm so tempted to read that out. I can't. I'll tell you what, there was a thing a long time ago when Microsoft first came out with the Kinect on Xbox. There was a thing for people when they were playing a game, if they didn't like the person they were playing against online and they had voice chat through speakers, they'd actually say Xbox turn off, and the person playing the game, their Xbox would pick it up and turn off in the middle of the game to drive people nuts. Gemma Williams says, mine says it's 10:45. Alexa is going mad now. Thanks, Fox. Alexa, where are the silly aisles? This is like a random thing for people's Alexa to do.
I was saying about penguins and knees, apparently.
Penguins and knees.
Alexa, do penguins have knees?
The penguins' legs look short due to their dense feathers. They actually have the same bone configuration as a human does, knees included. Their knees do not help much with walking, because a penguin's legs are set far back on their bodies. They are designed instead to help propel them through the water when swimming, and also across ice when they are forced to swim away from a predator.
Well, why is it whenever I ask Alexa or anything like that on the phone, it says, I found you this on the web? Sell.
You know why, Ted? Because you've got an iPhone and that's Siri, not Alexa.
Oh, well, it's time we're wrapped up for this evening anyway, folks. I think
Alexa, what is the weather forecast for the next 2 weeks? And off they go.
Alexa, read me the complete works of William Shakespeare.
Oh, well, I'll go off and play with Alexa and Siri and things like that. And move ourselves to the next hour. Asking it super quick.
Alexa, stop.
Well, until the next time, we'll leave it for tonight. But thank you very much.
Hang on, Ted, hang on. Alexa, read the Jabberwocky. It won't work.
Apparently, I'm in trouble for Alexa downstairs playing up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
All right, we'll leave it for that. Well, Chris goes and sorts out Alexa and makes Gemma a cup of tea. Well, we'll see. We will be back next week. Remember, it's bank holiday next week. Enjoy your bank holiday, and we'll be back the week after that. And in the meantime, get your comments going on the eModels competition for this week to win that truck, that WOT Ford truck.
Ford Sun.
Ford Sun.
Yeah, not Ford. Ford Sun.
Just stick a comment on 5 minutes after the show.
Yeah. We'll see you all in 2 weeks' time. So bye for now. Thank you very much.
Next week we won't be here.
Yeah. We're going to
Bye. See you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
You've got to find the button now, Ted. It's a long way.
Alexa, read out the Bible.